ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the fourth episode of the Knock&Talk show. I'm your host, Patrick Faulkner, and today we have Sergeant G with us. Sergeant G lives in Oklahoma City, correct?
I live in more just
Okay.
south of Oklahoma City, a suburb of Oklahoma City.
All right. Well, Sergeant G, welcome to the show.
Awesome, thank you, brother. Thank you for having me on the show. I'm super excited to be here,
Yeah.
man. Usually I'm on the other end where you're at, hosting
Okay.
people,
All right.
bringing them on the show. So I mean, it's a wonderful opportunity to be able to come here and be able to share my chaos and my nonsense with you, brother.
I personally am excited about the chaos and the knowledge because, as I said, this is only my fourth episode, and I know you've got a plethora of episodes over a couple of different shows. So why don't you take some time, introduce yourself, let everybody know who you are, and then a little bit about what you do, and then we'll get into more of that later on in the show.
Absolutely.
But just drop us a little info.
Absolutely. What's up, guys? Sergeant G here from the Stone Vet USMC, man. How are you guys doing, man? I'm super excited to be here. I'm super excited to be on the show here, the Knock&Talk hour, man. This is awesome. It's a wonderful delight, man. So if you guys don't know, I am Sergeant G from the Stone Vet USMC. My goal is to actually meet new brothers and sisters, people in the veteran community, because one of the biggest things I talk about on my show, dude, is like when we get out of service, we don't have our brother to our left and to our right anymore. We're by ourselves. We're with our spouse, we're with our kids. But when you're in service, I spent 9 years active duty in the Marine Corps, 2 doors to the sandbox. You're with them every day, all day long, 15, 20 hours a day. And then when you get off work, you're still with them. Somebody's having a barbecue, somebody's having a get together. You're still together, you're always together. But when you say, hey, I'm done with the service, I don't want to do this anymore, it's kind of like, fuck, I didn't realize I'd be so lonely,
Yeah.
and that's one of the biggest struggles that us brothers and sisters, right? So everybody understands, hey, we have 22 veterans that take their life every day. 22 vets every day take their lives, but nobody ever talks about the 35 plus that die of opioid addiction from the VA, pounding medication down their throat. I mean, right now, I take one medication from the VA, but if you look at my medicine cabinet, I've got one for mood stabilizer, one for anxiety, one for depression, one for pain, one for inflammation, one just like any other veteran out there. They know the VA will just pound them down your throat. Whatever you want, they'll give to you. That's what I try to tell people. I said, if I need anything, I just go to the VA and say, hey, I need this because this is hurting me now or whatever. So I started a podcast. I was like, why not? My wife was going to start a podcast, and I said, maybe I should start one. Why not? Why not? Let me see. But starting a podcast, it's been just over a year. I'm just over a year in my podcast. And like I was telling you, I'm over 100 episodes now. I didn't realize how many episodes I've been doing, but I'm over 100 episodes now. But it's a great and wonderful opportunity to meet my brothers and sisters that I would have never met on any other platform. And it's like I tell people, I say, you don't like my podcast. There's plenty of podcasts out there talking whatever you like to listen to. So my purpose for my podcast is, one, help promote veterans that have started their own small business, because a lot of us don't want to work for anybody else. After getting out of service, we're like, screw that. I'm getting out. I'm done. I'm not doing this. I don't want to work for anybody else. I want to take a vacation when I want to take a vacation. If I want to take the day off, I want to take the day off. But we understand that when you do that, it is a little bit harder because now you're making your own money and you got to figure out how to bring in more cash, right?
Right.
And it's hard. It's very hard. But not only that, my goal is to also break the stigma on medicinal cannabis and medicinal CBD. A lot of people don't understand. Everybody thinks it's a CBD, right? Every CBD is across the nation, right? Trump signed the farm bill saying, yeah, you can have up to 0.3% THC in the hemp plant, But not all CBD is created the same. It's not at all, you know what I'm saying? You can find a lot of CBD. There's a lot of CBDs everywhere.
Yeah, gas station CBD.
Gas stations, freaking bars, wherever. CBD is everywhere, right? But what I try to help people and educate people is that you have to understand how your CBD is processed, because like any other medication, it can poison you. You know what I'm saying? It will poison you. Like the pharmaceuticals that the VA gives you or your doctor gives you. If you get on a new medicine, the doctor tells you come back in 2 weeks and let me know how it's working so we can adjust it, right? That's how he wants to do it. It's the same thing with CBD. When you're taking CBD, that's what we like to do. It's like, give us in 2 weeks, let us know how you're doing. Do we need to up your dosage? Do we need to bring your dosage down? We got to find that balance, because you have to have that balance like any other medication, right? and that's why I'm glad to have Rafa 180 as my sponsor. Rafa 180 sponsors my shows. They're able to provide a medicinal grade CBD, which is phenomenal. You know, so I take it, and it's 100% THC free because you have people, police officers, firefighters, paramedics, government employees, government contractors that, since it's still federally illegal to have THC in your system,
Right.
you can't pop hot, right?
Right. Right.
And so, but you still need the medicine. And so that's what I love about Raw from 180 is that they provide 100% THC free. So you can take it and you'll never pop on your urinalysis. I actually had a brother of mine. He takes the oil and another supplement called Active Duty RX. And he took a 10-panel study. And he takes this right every day. He takes his medication every day, like you're supposed to heal your body. And he just did a 10-panel study and he came out clean. No THC in the system, which is phenomenal to show my brothers and sisters, hey, look, this stuff works. It helps, you know? And so that's what I love. That's what I love being able to do is meet people like yourself and then help advocate and help break the stigma on medicinal cannabis. Because for me, cannabis has saved my life tremendously, you know? And a lot of people don't understand that because they're still stuck on the stigma that the government gave it.
Right.
You know? And so that's what I do is try to break that stigma on that.
The I at one point in time, I was actually in the CBD business as well. I owned an e-commerce CBD business, and I was doing research back then. This was up until the first part of this year when I ended up closing it down to do something else. But I was doing my own research into it, the difference between full spectrum and isolate and THC free. But in the research, I learned that the federal government stopped researching marijuana in the 70s. Yep. I believe it was the 70s. Just quit. It's a weed and it causes psychedelic reactions. So here's a schedule for it. It's now illegal. And prior to that, it wasn't. And they actually never picked that study back up until recently, and they're still not looking into it the way they should. Right. Am I right?
No, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. And what's great, like I said, since I've done my podcast, I've teamed up with some amazing people. So I got Brian Buckley out of San Diego, California. He owns Hellman Valley Grow Company. If you guys are in the San Diego area, check out Hellman Valley Grow Company because they produce cartridges right now. It's the liquid cartridge, right, for cannabis,
for vapes,
for vaporizers, yeah. But 100% of the proceeds, 100% of the profit goes back to his multi-million-dollar research project that he has going on right now on medicinal cannabis.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah. And so he's doing awesome things. He's doing awesome things out there, you know what I'm saying? Because he's actually doing the first research project on medicinal cannabis here in the US. He's actually performing it because his Senate told him, you want this to get legal, you got to show his numbers. And that's what he's doing, is providing numbers back to Senate right now.
Good deal.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So from one veteran to another, thank you for your service. And I know that sometimes gets like oversaid and it's sort of I don't know, again, it's oversaid, not everybody always believes in it, but having been in, well, I guess you would call it the chair force, but
I love the Air Force guys. I love you guys, man. You guys are nonsense.
Having been both in the Air Force in the 90s, I was not a combat vet. I worked on F-16s on a flight line hundreds of miles away from anything that would be considered action. But again, even in the 90s, so it wasn't even wartime. And then I did 15 years police work on the streets. Anytime I can, especially the old timers, the ones that you see wearing the hats from whatever boat they serve, or ship, sorry, whatever ship they served on or unit. I like to go up to them and thank them for paving the way for us that came later. And I always say, thank you for your service. And some veterans blow that off like, well, thank me for my service. And anyway, I honestly mean it to all the veterans out there. Thank you for what you did because it was an honor for me to serve. I enjoyed it.
No, absolutely. I mean, I think we all enjoy. I get people that ask me. Some of my guests ask me like, "Do you miss the core?" I don't miss the core. I miss my brothers and sisters. That's what I miss.
Yeah,
Like I said, when I do my shows, it's my therapy session. I don't pay hundreds of dollars to somebody to tell them how I feel. I'm able to come here and talk and bullshit with you guys here and just talk and just get some stress relief off. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, we
sure.
live life and life is hard. Life sucks, dude. Life it can be hard. For you guys that follow me and know, I've been married to the same woman. I've been with the same woman for 21 years. We've been married
That's
for
awesome.
19. It's been
That's
insane,
awesome.
right? And we got 7 kids together. So
Holy
we're
cow!
very busy, dude. My kids go from 18 to 1 years old. So and I got 7 of them. So I'm
Wow.
a busy guy. You know what I'm saying? I'm very busy hosting a podcast, helping my sponsor promote, and then with the kids and work and everything else that's going on, dude, it's insane. But I mean, it's super busy. But this is passion. I love being able to do this. Like I said, it's like my counseling session for the week. When I'm able to do this once a week, it's like my counseling sessions, And sometimes I'm blessed to have multiple people throughout the week. So I'm like, cool. I don't have to. All the stress is coming out right here on the camera. So you guys that are watching this can enjoy it and see like how crazy this guy is. Like, damn, he's stressed out today.
Well, last week's guest was or is a young police officer in Oklahoma on
Okay.
a reservation, and he's only been policing for 4 years. So puts him somewhere in his early to mid 20s. He has
Golly,
7
man.
kids.
Really?
Yeah, and when I asked him if he understood what caused that, he said yes. Um, and now I have a TV in every room. So so
That's the one thing I
if
got
you
my wife telling us. People say that. I was like, we don't have cable, dude. I don't know what to tell you. So my wife is going out. She's like, I just now started saying that. She's like, I don't even think about it. I just say it now. I'm like, we ain't got cable. What do you want me to do? I got to keep myself entertained.
oh gosh, that's awesome.
Yes,
Well,
absolutely. Absolutely.
maybe Netflix, and leave the chill part out.
Netflix and chill, right? That's what the kids are saying now. They don't want to Netflix and chill, dude. See what happened with me. uh,
Oh goodness. Well, as we were talking briefly before we started recording, this show is uh, very therapeutic for some people, and that was the idea behind me starting it, was to be able to tell the funny stories to allow us time to laugh, to look back, reminisce, and tell funny stories to new and old friends, people you've never met before, and share that story so they can be blessed by the laughter of the story, and so the stories don't die, so we don't take them with us.
right,
So
right, absolutely.
I want you to take a trip back to basic, and
It's a
I'm going to tell a quick story, and then while I'm telling the story, I want you to think about something funny from basic, because every basic class has something funny, at least one funny story that comes out of basic training. So,
right, right.
um, I joined the Air Force. There were two main influencing factors. The first one was I had family. All the men in my family were military, and the majority of them were either Army, Air Corps, or in the Air Force.
Okay.
So that helped influence that. But I went to all the recruiting stations and I listened to all the recruiters give me their best spill, and it all came down. It all came down to this: the basic training for Air Force was only 6 weeks.
6 weeks.
6 weeks.
That's a fi-
Yeah, 6 weeks. Now, I think it's longer now, but it was only 6 weeks in the 90s, in 95 when I went in. So the Marine Corps, I believe, was 12.
yeah.
The Army and the Navy were both 10. Couldn't get into the Coast Guard, and the Army or the Air Force was 6 weeks. So that was the final decision maker. 6 weeks in basic.
Damn, that's not even long enough to get comfortable in anything.
Uh, I mean, my dad used to say all the time, you can do anything for a short amount of time. You can do
Absolutely right. That's the
anything for a
truth.
short amount of time. Well, I took that to heart, and the Air Force was the shortest. So
That's a smart man. That's a smart man.
I have my moments. I have my moments.
Right.
So tell me, when uh, about 2 weeks in, I think was the first time we were allowed to one make a phone call. Two, we had vending machines below our dorm, if you want to call it that. And that was the first time we were allowed to go down to the vending machine and get snacks. Uh, so the first thing I got was a Coca-Cola and a Snickers bar, and that was the best tasting sugar I have ever had in my life.
Oh my goodness. You got this is why we make fun of you guys. You
Yeah,
understand that,
right?
right? This is
I get
exactly
it.
why we make
I
fun of
get
you
it.
guys. Oh man. Yeah. So like you said, every so now I think boot camp for the Marine Corps now is 13 weeks long. We added a
Nope,
week to it.
nope,
Right.
nope.
And so for me, I just did a live not too long ago. I do my lives every Thursday. I've been blessed to team up with Vet Radio Syndicate. I've been very blessed to team up with them because they say it's a bunch of drunks. Like all veterans, we're all drunks, right? We all like to drink. We all like to have a nice drink, right? A nice poison to get us over the week or over the day or whatever. When we get stressed out, we like to have a drink, right? For me personally, when I was able to smoke, I like to have a blunt. I don't like to drink because a lot of bad things happen when I drink. It's not good.
Okay.
It's not a pretty picture when I drink,
No.
So I like to
Whether it's
smoke.
clear or whether it's dark,
It don't matter. It's just
doesn't
it's
matter.
just gonna be a
Okay.
bad, it's gonna be a bad night. You know what I'm saying? I'll
Okay.
have fun, but it's gonna be pretty
Sure.
bad at the same
Sure.
time. But for me, my poison is cannabis. I like cannabis. And as of recently, since my job is making me do a urinalysis every 2 weeks, I gotta do 2 urinalysis a month. So I gotta do beginning of the month and end of the month. They're drug testing me, right? So I've been dipping my toe in the I can never pronounce the word mushrooms.
Oh,
Mushrooms. You know what I'm saying? But
okay.
there's been some research. Like I said, everything is educational for me. I try to educate people on everything that's out there for natural remedies, right? So if you've been following mushrooms, there's actually been a lot of studies been done on the mental health of PTSD, people who suffer from PTSD, such as myself. And I tell people all veterans suffer from PTSD because before you went to boot camp, you were Joe Schmuckatelli, right? You were you before
Mm,
you joined.
that's right.
Then you went to boot camp, and they had to break you down and make you who they want you to be: an airman, a marine, a soldier, navy, whatever. What is it, Guardian now, Space Force? I don't know, but whatever
Uh,
the case may be,
yes, Space Guardian.
Guardians, right? And
Hmm.
so, but regardless, you go to boot camp, you're going through PTSD because guess what? You're no longer who you were before you joined. You know,
That's true. It is
So I
true.
tell people we suffer from PTSD. Well, you might not realize it, but you do because you can no longer go back to who you were before. And so, actually, doing my own research, like I tell people, do your research. Take everything I say with a grain of rice. Like, I mean, this is what I'm saying. If you don't believe me, it's fine. Go and tell me I'm lying. Let me know I'm lying so I can do my research again to make sure I read what I read. But there's been some grown to show some good results with PTSD, anxiety, depression, in fixing your brain, right? When you start using mushrooms, it goes in and starts actually healing the mind, right? Which is great, man. But for me in boot camp, dude, I have a horrible memory. I started smoking weed when I was 12 years old, so my memory's gone to shit. And if you ever done any research, if you look at it, if you start smoking weed at a very early age, it will
Yeah.
fuck up. It'll fuck up your memory. It will. I mean, I've done the research. Like I said, I've done the research. My wife is a naturopath. She does all kinds of naturopathic everything.
Okay.
And she's been studying natural medicine for the past 15 years. And she's like, no, that's why you have short term memory. That's why you can't remember shit because you smoked weed at such a young age that your mind was still trying to develop. It was still trying. And my son, he's 16. He's like, can I smoke? Well, I was like, and when you turn 18, yeah, you can smoke when you turn 18. We gotta keep your brain still growing. It's still growing. So I have a horrible memory, dude. Like I can't remember everybody's name. I'm like, you just told me your name. I forgot your fucking name, dude.
Gotcha.
So I'm horrible with names. I'm horrible with numbers, and I'm better with numbers than our names, but it sucks, dude. But for me, for boot camp, I mean, shit was funny. Like, I mean, we started out with like 150 people wanting to be Marines, and by the time we graduated, I think we're down to like 23 people that made it all the way through boot camp. 13 weeks, dude. It's a long time,
Yeah, it's a long time.
right? So, but we had a crazy ass story. We had two Marines that So I went to San Diego. I was in San Diego. So in Marine Corps boot camp, you either go if you're east of the Mississippi, you're going to Paris Island. If you're
Okay.
west of the Mississippi, you're going to San Diego. There's only 2 boot camps, not like the Air Force, not like the Army, where they'll send
We
you
only
wherever the
had
hell.
one.
You
We
only
only
have
have one.
one. Lackland, is that right? So using Lackland. So okay, maybe that's it. But the Army boot camps everywhere. They wherever the hell they
Everywhere.
want to
Yeah.
put everywhere, you know. But we had 2 guys. We had 2 Marines that decided to just quit. Right? They just left. They just walked out. They just jumped the fence and just left boot camp. They just left the campgrounds, you know. And they had just gotten the wisdom teeth pulled out, and they cut the stitches out of their mouth, and they started bleeding, you know. And they caught these guys on the highway, I guess hitchhiking or something. The police caught them or whatever. And they said the drill instructor was beating us, and they had blood coming out of their mouth and all this. And I was like, I mean, my drill instructors were mean as shit, but they weren't beating anybody. Like they make you feel like a piece of crap. Is what they did.
Yeah.
That was their whole goal, to make you feel like a piece of crap. But they never beat anybody or anything. They call you names, make you cry, and all that stuff. But that's one of the craziest stories that I had, is that these guys that wanted to be Marines, they couldn't make it, and they got out saying that the drill instructor was beating the crap out of that, blood coming out everywhere, and there's blood all over the place just because they just had their wisdom teeth pulled out. I was like, they got free dental before they left. So I mean, there you go.
There you go. Right. I mean, there were a couple of guys in my basic training class that I think joined the Air Force for the dental program. Like, I mean, they had some things growing like sideways. In the, and I think they chose the Air Force because it was the shortest amount of time as well,
Right.
but because they needed dental work.
No, absolutely. I believe it, dude. I mean, we all have our reasons why we join the military.
Right?
A lot of us do, you know. Like
Yeah.
for us, you know, my wife loved the Marine Corps because I mean, me and my wife, we both grew up. She didn't have either one of her parents. My parents split up when I was 12. We didn't have both our parents, you know what I'm saying? But one of the biggest things that people don't understand, the Marine Corps, a lot of those people in there are broken. They come from broken homes. They come from running the streets. That's what they are, a bunch of thugs. That's what happened when you join the Marine Corps. There's a bunch of thugs, and then they're trying to make them better people, better citizens for society, you know. But it's super. I mean, it's true on so many levels that's how we come together. You know what I'm saying? We have the strongest brotherhood out of any branch. I guarantee it, hands down.
Oh,
As
absolutely.
Marines,
Y'all are a cult. Absolutely.
yeah. As a Marine, everybody knows he's a Marine. Don't fuck with him. Oh, that's his brother. Don't mess with him. You know, because we're always walking around. You see a Marine, like, oh, rah, simplified devil, just walking by randomly. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's like, oh, rah. That's what we are, because we know we got each other. We're going to take care of each other. That's just who we are, you know, because we have that camaraderie. We have that relationship, and we've been through the same shit together, and we're going to take care of each other.
Yeah, I actually correct people when they say, "Oh, he's an ex-Marine." No. They're always a Marine. Yeah,
Always.
even I know that.
Everybody tries to say that. Oh, he's a former Marine. I said, oh, he's a what? No. He is a Marine. He will always be a Marine till the day he dies. There's no former. There's no ex. He's a Marine. Regardless however long ago he served, he's still a Marine. He never loses that title. He earned it, you know. And that's one of the big. I think that's one of the biggest things. I think that's probably what makes it stand out so much more from everybody. I said, because when you graduate boot camp, you're a Marine. You're not a soldier. You're not an airman. You're not a freaking sailor. You're a Marine. And they're like, Marines put their freaking emblems on everything. I'm like, we have to let people know it's ours, dude. Like, people have to understand that all of our stuff is hand-me-downs. We get it from freaking hand-me-downs from the Army. We get hand-me-downs from the Air Force. Like, we get the hand-me-downs, and we have to try to make it work. We'll go to a freaking a trash yard, and I'm like, oh, they just got rid of this machine. Let's go get it and fix it so we can have something good to work with. You know, that's just the way we are. I served in maintenance. I was a maintenance engineer for freaking 9 years, and that's what we did. Half our stuff said Department of U.S. Army on it, but I was like,
"That's awesome.
Ours now. It's ours now. It works. We got it to work. We fixed it. It's all it needed."
So it went from Army, which is an acronym, if I understand correctly, aren't real Marines yet. Yeah. So you took that Army equipment that wasn't a Marine equipment yet, and then you made it a Marine.
Gave it its own serial number and everything.
Nice.
Absolutely.
So I have always heard, and so when I joined the police department, went through the academy, I had a couple of Marines that was in the academy with me, and I would always hear this term, and I wasn't. I mean, I picked up on what it probably meant, but I've never ever had it properly explained. So I was hoping you could shed some light on this dumb Air Force guy, and maybe some other people that are in the dark here. What in the world is a pogue?
A pogue. A
Yeah.
pogue is a person other than grunt. So
Okay.
if you ain't a grunt, you know what I'm saying? They try to put that term on me. I'm like, screw you, dude. Yeah, granted, I don't walk around freaking holding a rifle, kicking down doors. But when you go to the field to play, I'm right behind you because guess who's supporting you? This engineer supporting you. So whenever they say, hey, 2-3-3-3-3-5-1-3, they're going to the field. Fuck, dude, are you kidding me? I just got back because I just supported the other grunt unit that just went out. And so they'd be like, oh, you a pogue. I said, I don't want to hear it, dude. You just pissed off because when I get out, I can actually do something, not be a cop. Not be a cop. You know what I'm saying? I can actually go and try to do something. And so, but we always go hand in hand because that's why I tell them. I say, yeah, you might look at me as a pogue, but every time you out here, I'm out here. And I guarantee you, I'm out in this field more times throughout a year than you are. You come out, maybe 2 or 3? I'm out here 6 to 9 times a year. The same freaking thing, doing exercises for a different unit. Because we're engineers. Whenever the grunts deploy, we deploy because they need support, and we have to be there to support them. Whatever unit goes out, we just need to know what their mission is and how we can support them. I was an engineer. You got to make sure they got water, make sure they got heavy equipment. Make sure if allotted, make sure they got AC, make sure they got power, because they got to set up their command. They got to set up their commands. They got to set up their COCs. They got to set up stuff, and they got to make sure they have power. And that's what we did. We provided power. We provided forklifts, heavy equipment, water purification, showers, laundry, whatever they need while they're in the field to make it comfortable for them. That we were right there behind them, supporting them. So, but POG, POG is person other than grunt, is what it is. That's the acronym. That's what it's for.
Okay. All right. Well, speaking of providing, this is the first plug. First episode. This episode is provided by Raise Energy from Rep Sports. So if you go to Rep Sports, and there you go. The colors for you, by the way. I picked.
I appreciate it. I like that green.
Yeah.
I got to get that. I got to get that on my stream yard. I got to figure out how to do the green stuff.
So if you go to repsports.com and use the code PATRAZ, then you get 15%.
There you go.
There's the first plug. All right, so
awesome.
Yeah. So POG, we had in the Air Force, we had SPs and NSPs. So you had sortie producers, the people that helped ensure the planes actually flew, and then non-sortie producers were everybody else. And if they didn't show up to work, then the planes would still fly. We could still do the mission.
Right.
And I was a maintenance guy as well. I worked on F-16s, and I was an SP. So even though I didn't have a cool job and my life sucked because, let me back up. My first 2 years in was great. On Fridays, the squadron would shut down at 3:00, and I worked the second shift. I worked swing shift, so I was supposed to come in at 3 and work till 11. But we stopped flying on Fridays at 3 so that we could have a barbecue, a squadron barbecue every Friday. It was awesome. So I would make it home before the day watch guys made it home, and they worked all day. It was great. But then the second 2 years with President Clinton's "do more with less" BS, we went from working 8, maybe 10-hour days to 12 to 14-hour days, 6 days a week, and that sucked. It was awful. Awful. And then we started having to play. We had to play Army once a month for a whole week, practicing for chemical warfare in case Saddam decided he was going to fire an ICB over and hit us in South Georgia, or wherever we might be deployed.
Shit, we're still worried about that shit in 03. Saddam trying to hit us with some fucking warheads.
I did do two. I don't want to call them tours, but we did two TDYs. One was an AEF, where we got 24 hours notice that we were supposed to be packed up in the air and landed flying a combat mission within 24 hours of leaving stateside. Um, one trip TDY to the desert was to Jordan. That was pretty cool. I got to see Petra, one of the seven wonders of the world that you can't go to now because, as you know, American, you'd end up coming back country without your head on.
Right,
Uh,
right.
the other one was Bahrain, and that one was also a pretty cool trip. We couldn't go off base in Bahrain. The week before we left Jordan, Khobar Towers was attacked and bombed. So and that
Okay.
heightened the security, and we no longer had MWR trips or off base trips when we were deployed. So I was glad I was able to get to Petra and see that. That was pretty cool. But I want to compare notes, if you will, to Air Force deployment.
You guys don't deploy nowhere. I remember my second trip to Iraq. I think there was 3 separate rotations of the Air Force. When I was there for my first rotation, they had 3 separate groups of Air Force people come in. I was like, "What the fuck, guys?" They're like, "Oh, we're only here for 90 days." I'm like, "Get
90
the
days.
fuck out of here, dude!" I said,
Yeah.
"What? That's not a deployment." And you
Eh, eh,
get paid. They got paid extra to live in the same place I was living. I was so
That's right.
pissed.
Yeah. Yeah. And even more if we had to use a field kitchen or MREs instead of a field kitchen.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
In 2003, when I deployed, I was in a forward operating base. So it was me and like 40 other Marines. And that's all we had was MREs, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We didn't get a chow hall until my last 2 weeks that I was there. That's when we first actually got actual showers. They brought trailers in for showers. That was the first actual shower. We actually ran field showers the whole time I was out there, except the last 2 weeks I was there. I was like, this is bullshit, dude.
So I shouldn't mention the beer tents that we had.
No, fuck no. No fucking beer tents.
I won't mention those. I
Shit, I
won't
didn't get
mention
my first beer. I didn't get my first beer until we left country and we landed in Amsterdam. When they in Amsterdam, I was like, let me get a Guinness. Let me get a Guinness and let me just relax. I
because
drank
it's
a free
always time for a Guinness.
they gave a big ass, man, that thing must have been like 48 ounces. And they're like, all right, you got 20 minutes to drink that. I was like, just pound it. I was like, I get this down before I get back on the plane.
Yeah, this isn't getting cold.
Nope, not at all.
Yeah, so we had to rough it pretty
Yeah,
bad. We
you had to
had
rough it, dude.
6 men to a tent. Those big tents. We had AC in all of them. We had to walk to get to the showers. Actually sometimes had hot water, not all the time. Sometimes it had hot water. And then, what was horrible is after you took your shower, if a dust devil stirred up on your
Oh
way
yeah,
back,
yeah,
now you're all dirty again. Yeah, that was, I mean, awful.
yeah. In
Awful.
2003, we had a freaking GP tent. There were 24 of us in this tent. We wanted AC. We rolled up the side of the tent, trying to get a
Four?
breeze to come through. We had pallets for the floor. That was our floor with pallets.
Okay, all right. We didn't have that. We had the dirt floor. After somebody, so I'm not proud to admit this story, but I'll tell it anyway. I was part of a forward deployment team as a classified courier, and we were setting up our tent. There was 6 of us from our unit that went ahead of the rest of the unit so that we could get all the comset set up and everything, so that when they landed, they could fly that first combat mission. But we got our CE was already there, or civil engineers. They were already there. They already had the tents set up. We went
You didn't
around.
set up your own tent?
No,
Get the fuck out of here, dude. You
no,
kidding me?
no. CE did that. CE did that. Now it was an Air Force unit that did it, but it was just a different. we got a map of the base, like Tent City, who was where, what squadrons were coming in, what areas, and we found where the Marines were coming in, and we sort of borrowed some things out of that tent, like
That's
the
jacked
cots
up, dude.
and the mosquito nets.
Golly. That's
So
jacked
we
up.
so we had the main cot that we slept on, and then we took dowels and made posts, and then turned the other cots that we acquired upside down so that the legs were pointing up, and then we took the mosquito netting and wrapped all the way around. So now we had shelves to put our boots and our clothes and stuff, so the
It's jacked up.
scorpions and camel spiders didn't get into our boots. Uh,
Eh,
but we didn't have wooden floors. We didn't do wood floors. We just had the regular tent floor. So
oh, okay.
there you
Fucking
go.
bastard.
I did feel bad because I mean I'm not a big guy, and even then I was smaller.
Right.
When I saw the Marines that came in and how angry they were that they didn't have cots, uh, I didn't go on that side of the base. I didn't. So I don't know.
They probably may do with what they had. They're like, let's get these MRE boxes. We'll just make some MRE boxes for beds.
I don't know what I mean. All those Marines look like they were big corn-fed boys from Oklahoma. They had tree trunks for fingers. I mean, I did not want to be anywhere near that tent.
Absolutely. That's what people always say. You know, my wife's grandfather who's passed away now. He was prior service Air Force. He retired in the Air Force too. And he was like, the fucking Marines are the worst, dude. I remember when I was in Korea, he said it must have been like 20 degrees outside, like 5 inches of snow on the ground. He said, and you see these Marines out there in the silkies playing football, ain't got no shirt on. They're walking around in their boots and silkies playing football. She's like, they give themselves that name. I said, we got to make sure people know who we are and what we're doing. So people know, oh, don't mess, don't go over there. Like you said, you saw him, you're like, I ain't going back. I ain't messing with
No,
that.
no, I knew better. My
Right.
parents didn't raise no fool.
Right. Absolutely. That's what people say. Like, oh, he's a Marine. That's why he's pissed off. That's why he's angry. No, it's because. And I try to tell people. I said I joined the Marine Corps at 17 years old. I was still a kid when I joined the Marine Corps. I joined at 17. I said Marine Corps is my mama and my daddy. You know what I'm saying? I said that's who raised me to be who I am today. That's why I'm a disgruntled SOB. That I'm always walking around cussing and yelling at everything. I said that's what the Marine Corps made me. I said I'm trying to do better. I am. I'm trying to do better. I got kids. I got a wife who hates it. You know, and I'm like, I'm trying. I'm sorry. I'm trying. Marine Corps was my mama and my daddy. I don't know what to do, you know?
Right? Yeah, and you were indoctrined, right? I mean,
Right.
that's what you had to do to survive.
Mm.
That part of your life, you had to mesh with it and become part of, well, the cult.
And that's what I think that's what's hard for a lot of veterans to understand. Though I said in the Marine Corps, one of the biggest things they tell you, one of the biggest things I had Joshua David Lenny on my show not too long ago from Karma Corps. I had him on the show. He's an Army vet. Army guys love coming on the Stone Vet, whatever reason it is. I don't know. It's because of the weed or if it's because I'm a Marine or whatever. I don't know. But the Army guys love coming on the show, right? And so I had Joshua David Lenny on the show not too long ago, and that's one of the things we talked about in the Marine Corps. They tell that they cut that tie of your emotional, so you don't have any emotions, right? Because if you become emotional, then you're gonna die. That's the way we're trained. If you get too emotional, you get too attached to it, you're gonna die, right? Because you became too emotional. So what they did is cut that emotional the emotional sense, the emotional nerve in our bodies and our minds. And so, so I've been with my wife like I said, I've been with my wife for 21 years. And that's one of the biggest things we struggle with. She's like, you're never emotionally connected. You're never emotionally there. But as I tell my brothers and sisters, I said, how many of y'all suffer from that kind of crap? How many times people tell you you're not emotionally connected? You're not, And I was like, I'm really not. I don't know how to get I don't like to get emotionally connected because, like I was trained, you get emotionally connected, then you die. You become emotionally connected to something and it doesn't go your way, then it's going to ruin your life, right? And a lot of us are like that. A lot of us suffer from things like that.
I can see that.
And it sucks, dude. It sucks. I mean, it's hard, and I'm working on it. I'm trying. I'm doing the best I can. It's hard. It's hard as hell. I'm trying. I'm trying to figure it out. Trying to see how to rebuild this emotional connection. Maybe if I take enough mushrooms, it may help rebuild that nerve that was connected. I don't know, man.
Dude, you just come to my house on a Saturday before I mow the grass, and I've got all kinds for you to. I mean, varying different sizes and shapes and colors. I'm not kidding. 2 years ago, in my front yard, we had a cluster of oyster mushrooms growing,
Oh wow.
and supposedly those are edible and somewhat flavorful to put in like salads or on top of steak or something like that. And this was just naturally growing in my front yard.
Wow.
My wife was sitting at home on the front porch, and this pickup truck pulls into our front yard. Dude steps out, walks across the driveway with like a screwdriver or some pocket knife or something, digs it out, picks it up, waves at my wife, gets back into the truck, and drives off.
What the fuck's wrong with people?
A wild growing mushroom in somebody's front yard. And
He just stopped and pulled it.
just, yeah. So they drove by, turned around, and I don't know. I mean, it wasn't like it was huge. There was no neon sign that said mushroom, mushroom.
Right.
You know? So I don't know if they were like casing the joint, looking for shrooms. I have no idea. I don't. So anyway, you're welcome to you're in the Atlanta area if you want to come take a look at stock.
Right. Absolutely right. It's crazy, dude. I don't know. People are crazy, dude. I know the way it is. I mean, with especially the way our country's going around, people just do whatever they want nowadays, man. It's crazy.
Agreed.
It's so crazy right now with everything that's going on right now. It's just insane.
Yeah. So speaking of insanity, when you were, let's go back to basic because again, I like to do comparisons of what my life was like and what your life was like, or somebody else from a different branch. And I'll say this: my son is 24 and shipping off next week to Army boot camp.
Why would he do that?
You want to talk to him?
I'll tell him. Why would you want to do that, dude?
I don't know.
Start a business. Go do something. Be an entrepreneur. Do something else, dude. Don't join the military. It's going to ruin you for the rest of your life.
He's very patriotic. My father passed away a couple years ago, and he was in the Guard. He and my dad were very tight. And
okay.
If he didn't join, he would be the first generation not to in our family. So I think he was carrying that obligation on his back.
Yeah.
And he works at a gun store here in Metro Atlanta, and he had some recruiter come in while he was working the range and
convinced him.
Gave him a business card. My son bought it hook, line, and sinker.
Hook, line, and sinker. You're going to help him reach his quota for the month.
That's right. Yeah. But anyway, he ships off next week. And
where's he going? Is he going there to Savannah?
South Carolina. Is that Fort Jackson?
Fort Jackson. Yeah. Okay.
I think it's in Columbia, South Carolina.
Is he going to be an MP?
No. He's a 31 Bravo, I think, is his MOS, which is something to do with computers. I don't know.
Oh, that's good. I mean, let him get his certificates while he's in. I mean,
right. I think
tell him to get all the certificates he can get while he's in.
Yeah.
So when he gets out after 4 years, he's going to be good to go anywhere, to get work anywhere.
6 years.
6 years? Oh shit! Dang, that's a long time, dude.
Yeah, I know. But he's studying. He's studying for his IT degree, and so the Army's going to help him get all that stuff and
become a chief warrant officer. Then
be all he can be.
Be all he can be. I don't even know what their slogan is anymore. They change it every
Army of
year.
One. I don't know.
I
I
don't
don't know
know.
what.
They change it every year. I don't know. They can't decide on what's a good slogan to have for them. I said, this is the problem with you guys. This is why you guys want to try to be like us. Marines, we have one slogan. It's never changed. It's been that way for hundreds of years. You know what I'm saying?
The few,
The
the proud,
proud, the
the
Marines.
Marines. Yeah, yeah. I don't even think we have a slogan.
Aim high,
Uh,
I think is what it is.
that's what it was. Yeah, I should know
Aim
that.
high, I think, or something. I don't
Yeah.
know.
So
I work for the Air Force as a civilian,
okay.
and it sucks, dude. I'm like, this sucks, dude. You guys are fucking horrible. Like, I can't stand the Air Force.
What?
I'm just truly disgusted with the Air Force. I just don't like them. I've
Eh,
been working there for 10 years now, and I'm like, this sucks, dude. Like, I don't even know what I'm doing. 11 years actually. 11 years I've been working there. I'm like, I don't know. I plan on
As a
retiring with
contractor,
9
you don't
years
like it, or are you
as a
measuring
civilian.
side by side with your experience from the Marine Corps?
From the Marine Corps to how they operate here as a civilian in the Air Force. I'm like, you guys make no damn sense. I don't understand anything that you're doing. You guys don't know how to run exercises. You guys don't know how to do anything. Like it never fails. And I'm like, I don't know. I just don't get it. You
Yeah,
know.
no, it's not what we're supposed to be doing. We're supposed to put pickles in pickle jars uh, from several tens of thousands of feet in the air. Uh, that's what we're supposed to do. We're not supposed to play exercises. We're not supposed to play army. We don't need chem suits. Uh, do you know what it's like to try to change aircraft parts in chem suits where you're
I
the
can only imagine. I had to do it when I was working on
gloves
diesel
are hanging
generators.
this far off your fingertips and you can't turn anything? It's I know first world problems for Air
No,
Force.
I understand.
It
I
sucks.
understand. I had to do it when I was working on diesel generators. I understand. I mean, I think one night, I still got my Kevlar cover that I had on my Kevlar when I was in Iraq in '03. And I think it was like 47 times we ran into the bunker because we were worried about those same damn warheads you were worried about, seeing what he was going to spray us with.
Mhm. Yeah, so this one exercise, I think it was like day, I don't know, 2 or day 3. Um, I got served with a card. I was dead. Like, so one of the inspectors going around gave me a card and said, "You're dead. You gotta lay down and wait for somebody to find you." I was there for hours, hours, and I couldn't take the stuff off. I had to keep the gear on, and apparently I was laying in an ant bed for
Ah.
hours. And then when they finally made their way into the suit, like the entire infiltrating uh, ant army was inside my chem suit.
Oh, hell no.
It was I literally had ants in my pants. It was awful. It was nobody ever found me. I ended up having to go to the hospital to get
Oh,
hosed down to get the ants off.
wow.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of playing army.
No, I know that. I know that feeling. I know. I mean, one time we was in the field. We were putting up tents. We were putting up tents because that's what we do is set up our own base camp. And so one of the times, you got to put the stakes in. You got the hammer and the fucking stakes, and you're hitting it in, right? My dumb ass went. I was hammering it in. I started noticing shit flying all the way around. I was like, "What is that?" I'm hammering. Next thing I look down, it's like these sweat bees or something attacking my hand. I was like, "Oh!" I had went right through the hive of one of them. There's like
Oh
40 of
no,
them just swimming everywhere. I was like, "Ah!" You see me? I'm running. I'm like, "I'm done. I'm not doing it no more. I'm out of here."
deuces! I'm out.
Yeah. I was like, "Oh my god!" I think I stung like 5 times in one hand. I was like, "I'm done. Nope, no more, no more. You guys put that in. I'm not doing it."
Wow. Yeah, nature. I mean,
Right?
we're getting in their way.
They were there doing minding their own damn business. They didn't
Minding
want
their
no
own business. Here we go, laying down on top of their house, driving stakes through their front living room.
right?
What do we expect?
What do we expect? Absolutely, absolutely.
All right, so basic. What I mean, everybody's seen Full Metal Jacket, so everybody knows what the Marine Corps basic training barracks look like in that time. Is
Right.
that similar to what it was when you went through
It's still
and
the same. It's a
still the
squad
same?
bay. Just a
Okay.
massive squad bay. That's all it is. You got rows on one side, you got rows on the other side, and you got rows down the middle.
Okay. Is it
And
inside a Quonset hut?
no, not these ones. There, it looks like a school, like
Okay.
a 3-story school. And on every floor, it's the same. Everything looks exactly the same. We don't have a luxury of going downstairs to a vending machine the second day in. We don't. There are no vending machines
Second
around. You
week.
know what I'm
It was second week in. I
saying?
mean, there was some suffrage,
You suffered for 5 days.
like 7 or 8.
We didn't have that. We didn't have that luxury. We didn't
Oh,
have vending machines. We didn't
okay,
have none of that.
okay. So ours was a little different. We were. It was one barrack per building, and the building was on stilts, and there was a drill pad underneath the barracks, and
Okay.
that's where the laundry room was. It's also where the vending machines were. So we had to go,
You had
down.
washing machines to wash your laundry?
Well, yeah, that was one of the duties of the guys on Sunday. You could either, well, it depends on when you raised your hand when they started asking the dumb questions on the first day. But yeah, so there was laundry. Two
Yeah, but
two
I mean, you
guys.
guys actually had laundry machines to do your laundry.
Oh yeah, and dry, I'm sure dry. I don't know. I didn't have to do it. Uh, I was smart and
So
never
somebody
really.
else did your laundry for you.
They didn't fold the clothes. I had to fold my own clothes.
I don't care. I don't want to hear it. You know, we had a scotch brush and a
Okay.
sink outside.
All right.
And they all said, all right, it's laundry day. So you gotta take your fucking laundry bag and all y'all line up in formation. They march you outside to the back of the barracks where they have a bunch of sinks, and you take your scotch brush and your detergent with you, and you scrub all your clothes. Then you wring them out, and then you hang them up.
Was it 1492?
That's why we so crazy, because we're like, what do you got us doing now? All right, I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll do it. You ain't gonna like it, but I'll do it. I'll do it.
Oh my gosh, no. So we had laundry
But
bags. You put all your dirty clothes. It was a mesh bag, I guess like an old football equipment bag.
right, yeah, yeah.
So all of your dirty clothes went it. You had your name written on the bag. So the laundry guys took everybody's bags down, one bag in the washer at a time. And that's what they did on Sundays. That was their job.
Oh, and you wonder why the Air Force gets made fun of so much.
You know, uh, I always say that I I think I picked the best branch for me
Right.
because while you were in a fighting hole, I know we're not supposed to call them foxholes anymore. When you were in a fighting hole, eating MREs in the field
While it was raining and it's
while
20
it was
degrees
raining, of
outside,
course, because if it's not raining, you're not training.
you're not
Uh,
training.
yeah, I was either in a 4-star hotel with room service, or if we were in the field, I had a nice, comfy 6-person tent with air conditioning and a field kitchen. So you can make fun of all you want. I was comfortable.
No, I'm not gonna lie. My second time to Iraq, man, I was there in 05 and I was at Al Assad. I was luxury, dude, but I think it's probably because the Air Force and the Army were there too. So I think that's why we had as many amenities as we did. And then on the other side of the flight line that we were supporting, that's where all the commanders were flying in and out on a regular basis. So they were always having steak and lobster tail and stuff like that. And
Well, I
so
never,
we had a good chow hall, man. The chow hall was open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, dude. So there was always good food going. So in 05 was great. I had a great time in 05. In 03 is when it sucked because, like I said, I had MREs, breakfast, lunch, dinner. I ate
well,
maybe
you were at a
once a
pop.
day. I ate maybe once a day for the freaking for the 4 months I was there, you
Mm,
know.
bless your heart.
And
Bless your heart.
I
I'm
love
glad.
food, dude.
Uh, I'm glad there were men and women like you that took that job and kicked some serious ass doing that job, so that I didn't have to.
We felt proud. We're doing what we came to do. That's why we
As you
joined.
should. As you should. You were
I
doing
didn't
God's
join to
work.
go to war. I didn't know about shit. I was in Okinawa when freaking they hit the towers. I was like, this sucks, dude. Damn it, I'm gonna go to war now.
So I was going to ask you if 9/11 played any role in your decision to to join?
Not at all. I joined
Not at
way
all.
before that ever happened.
Okay.
I joined way. I was in Okinawa. I was in my first duty station when that happened. I thought that when that happened, I was in Okinawa, freaking a young PFC E2 in the Marine Corps, brand new. Been in maybe, let's see, boot camp's 13 weeks. Then I went to MOS school, which is 90 days, and then I went to Okinawa. So I'd only been in not even a full year yet. I was just now reaching. I may have been just getting to my first year in. And I was like, son of a bitch, dude, this sucks. Are you freaking kidding me? And I was like, great. Now we gotta get ready. We're gonna pack up. They're gonna ship our asses out and stuff. My wife was still in high school at the time. She was still in high school, finishing up high school and stuff. And I was like, son of a bitch, dude. And so to see it because we were in the middle of a typhoon during that time when that happened. We're in the middle of a typhoon. And I walked in the break area, our break area where they had the TV and the pool table and stuff, and everybody's watching. I said, "What movie is this?" I said, "No, this is happening in New York right now." It's like, son of a bitch, are you kidding me? Like, damn. So we're all like, let's get ready to go. They're gonna have to call us up, right? But we're support. I was always support. Always did support. I was maintenance support. I did maintenance on generators. I overhauled diesel engine generators, overhauled heavy equipment, motor transport, your 7 tons, your freaking Humvees, just massive overhauls, swap engine swaps and stuff like that. And so, no, 9/11 played no role in my freaking joining the Marine Corps. I never even wanted to join the Marine Corps. That was the last thing on my mind was to ever join the Marine Corps. But like a lot of people who join the Marine Corps, it's like I had to get out of where I was at. I had no other opportunities. I didn't have an education. I didn't have rich parents giving me whatever I wanted. I had to work hard for what I got. And at the time, like I said, I didn't have both my parents. My wife didn't have both their parents. And I was going to be, I was going to take care of her. And I was like, we got to get out of where we're at. Because if not, we're going to stay here and just be sucked into the vortex that we've been brought into. And so we got to get out any way we can to make our own future. And so we got out, and that's what happened. I did a year in Okinawa. 9 months in, I came home, got married, and went back and finished out my year tour. I came back, I picked her up, and we moved to North Carolina and spent 4 years in North Carolina, where I did both tours to the fucking desert. But I mean, no, a lot of people you talk to now, yeah, that 9/11 played a role in them joining the military because they want to. And I tell some people, some people who join the military, I was like, "What are you gonna do?" Well, I'm gonna be a grunt. I'm like, "Why? The war is over. There's no more war. You know what I'm saying? The war is over. You're not gonna do anything. You're gonna play war, play pretend while you're in for 4, 6, 8 years, whatever the case may be." I said to do that and actually go to war, then yeah, but then it's gonna screw you up in the head. Your mind's not gonna get right. You know what I'm saying? So what a lot of us suffer from: anxiety, depression, PTSD, and all that other crap. And I don't wish shit on anybody. It sucks, dude. I was like, I don't even know what it's like to live a normal life. That's my biggest struggle. It's like I don't know what it's like to live a normal life, just to have everyday worries, just regular worries every day. I gotta worry. Sometimes you wake up, your anxiety's acting up when you wake up. Your depression's acting up. You're like, fuck, dude, today's gonna suck. You know.
Mm.
But that's why I don't. I tell my son. My son's like, I want to join the military. I said, nope. You're better than that. You're better than that. You don't. I mean, you don't need to do it. I don't want you to do it. There's no purpose for it because I was like, look what it's done to me. You look how I am. I'm fucked up as it is now. As fucked up as I am, as angry as I am. That's because I joined the military at such a young age. I've got some guys that I brought on the show, like Shane from Broken Jarhead. He didn't join the military till he was like 25. I was like, so you lived life for a little while. Like you were an entrepreneur. You're in college. You were doing your thing, and then you decided to join the military. So you're the oldest guy in boot camp when you go. And so, I mean, it's to each their own. I mean, if that's what they feel like they need to do, that they want to do it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to say yes or no. I'm going to tell you, I wouldn't recommend it because of what I deal with on an everyday basis. Every day is not a good day for me. I have very bad days and I have very good days. But that's why I try to educate people through my shows, the medicinal benefits of cannabis, the medicinal benefits of CBD, the medicinal benefits of mushrooms, and understanding natural remedies that are out there because they're here. They grow out of the ground. Like it's natural. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to put any kind of chemicals on it. They naturally grow. And to get off of the antidepressants, the anti-anxiety medications, the mood stabilizers and such, find something that's going to work. I tell people, I'm not against Western medicine because there's some Western medicine that's helpful. It will help you, you know what I'm saying, with what you
Yeah.
deal with. But looking at other natural remedies to help get you off the medications that you're dealing with. Like people who suffer from high blood pressure, they don't realize that CBD will actually lower your blood pressure. It'll allow your blood pressure to come down. You can get off your blood pressure medicine. I've helped so many people just with CBD come off their blood pressure medication because they monitoring their blood pressure and take a little bit of CBD when they notice their blood pressure getting high. You know,
So why don't we take this time and why don't you tell us about your business, your different podcasts? Um, Go ahead and plug your supporter as well.
absolutely.
Let us know what you're doing.
Absolutely. So yeah, like I told you guys, man, it's been a great opportunity to be here with you, be here, hang out
I've enjoyed
with Knock and Talk. I've enjoyed it. This is awesome. Like I said, this is my therapy session. This allows me to have a better day because I get to hang out with my brother here that's doing this. It's like I tell you guys. So I host my own podcast called the Stone Vet USMC. Every Wednesday, I've also teamed up with Veteran Trash Talk, who are doing amazing things in the veteran community. Veteran Trash Talk has a show every Wednesday called Marine Corps Wednesday. That's me, Sergeant G from the Stone Vet USMC. On my Wednesday shows, I get a little political. I let you know how I feel about what's going on in our country. I mean, with the whole COVID thing, the whole mandate thing, the deficit that's going on in our country, because apparently every multi-millionaire in Congress can't figure out how to budget. So we just keep going in the hole even more and more. So I talk about that on my Wednesday episodes. On my Thursday episodes, I've been able to team up with Vet Radio Syndicate. If you're a veteran, you're watching the show, go check out Vet Radio Syndicate. They have a show every day. It's another veteran talking on a microphone from a different angle every single day. I've been blessed to be able to go on there every Thursdays, and I provide an educational piece. I bring on my sponsor, Rafa 180, and we help educate people on the medicinal benefits of cannabis, the medicinal benefits of CBD, natural healing from mushrooms, and just understanding, hey, dude, we get on there, we talk. I mean, we go anywhere from 15 minutes to an hour, like I am today with you. We'll just talk. We just have a conversation. I mean, we talk about our life and what's going on in our life. Because I mean, like I said, we are busy people. We got 7 kids. We got a business we're running. We got the shows that we're doing. And
And
then
no
every Friday, I'm able to bring on a guest onto the Stone Vet USMC. I get to help promote what they're doing. If they're writing books, if they have a small business, if they're helping the veteran community, if they're advocating for for medicinal cannabis, I bring those guys on my show because, like I said, it's a great honor to be able to have a show that people want to come on. People enjoy coming on the show and help promote what they're doing. Because that's the biggest struggle that we have as veterans, is that we always feel like we're alone, like we don't have anybody there with us. And what I try to do is try to make the atmosphere comfortable where you feel like, hey, Sergeant G's here. Let's pull up the seat. Let's pull up a seat. Let's light a blunt. Let's have a beer, whatever your poison is, and let's hang out. Listen to what he has to say today. And on every episode, I put every way you can contact my guests, because my guests want to talk to you guys. They're brothers like you and me. They're brothers. They served our country. They've been to war. They've come back. And they're just like you. They feel lost. They're like, I don't have my brother to my left or to my right. I don't have nobody I can reach out to, because our goal, a lot of us in the podcast community, because if you guys don't know, there are thousands of veteran podcasts out there. Thousands. You don't like what I'm saying. You don't like what Paul's saying here. You don't like what's being said here. There's other podcasts out there. There's a ton of other podcasts out there. But what our goals are, the end goal for us is to help to eliminate the 22 that we lose every day. And so that's what we talk about, right? 22. Everybody knows 22 veterans take their life every day. As we're shooting the show right now, one of our brothers and sisters taking their life right now, right?
Yeah.
But nobody ever talks about the 35 who died from opioid addiction, right? So if you take the 35 plus the 22, you know what I'm saying? You got what? 57 brothers and sisters taking their life every day. It sucks. It sucks, dude. Like, our community keeps getting smaller and smaller. I hate opening up Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, whatever it is. And so took their life. So and so didn't feel right and took his life last night. My brother took his life last night. My sister took her life this morning. Da 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 da. And my goal is to help build your community. Like, whoever reaches out to me, I like to listen to what you're doing. And I say, hey, have you talked to this guy? Do you know who this guy is? Nope. Let me message you, and I'll get on Facebook and I'll message both y'all together, so you guys can
That's
work
awesome.
together and see if y'all can work together. If not, then I mean, now you met somebody new.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If you can't work together, now you met somebody that you know in the future when you meet somebody else doing the same thing they're doing, you can say, "Hey, let me link you up with this guy because this guy's doing awesome things, and I think you guys might be able to work together." I just did that this morning with a gentleman from was it Project Die Hard out of Kentucky, and my brother Brian Haxton from Fully Baked Vets. He's the CEO of Fully Baked Vets. Fully Baked Vets is on a mission. They have a huge mission. They're moving mountains right now. A lot of people don't know that, but they're doing a lot of things behind the scenes for the veteran community and don't understand that. And he's actually brought me on board to be part of his team, which I'm super excited about because why not? The Stone Vet, USMC, and Fully Baked Vets, why not work together, right? We're on the same mission of
Right.
legalization, right? And so I just linked them up, and now they're starting to collaborate and talk about the homelessness of veterans, right? Because that's a big problem that we have in this
It is.
country is a lot of homeless veterans, right? But a lot of it is that they're not educated. They don't know where to go. They don't know who to reach out to. They don't know the resources that are out there. Because being a vet, there are a lot of resources, but there's not one single website that can provide you with all the resources,
I've
you
noticed
know,
that. Yeah.
which sucks. But like I said, I had Travis Johnson on my show a while back. He's a good friend of mine, and
These good people.
he is known as the nonprofit architect. That's what his podcast
Yes.
is on, is nonprofits, helping people start up nonprofits, how to run nonprofits, how to get funding for nonprofits, and how to nonprofit to pay you as the head man of the nonprofit. You got to get paid, right? Because that's the
Right.
only way a nonprofit will work if money is coming in. And he informed me, he's like, you understand that there are over 22,000 veteran nonprofits in the US? I'm like, whoa. He's
Wow.
like,
I
yeah,
didn't know that.
that is a ton. So I was like, so there's at least one nonprofit that's veteran owned and ran in each state. He's like, if not 10 to 15 to 20 or even 100 in each state. And I'm like, that's crazy. So I was like, there's no reason for homelessness. There's no reason for a veteran to go hungry. There's no reason for a veteran not to be able to find a job, to find a car or anything. He's like, no. But the thing is, there's no one single website that says, okay, if you're in this state, here are your resources for this state. If you're in this state, here are your resources, and so forth and so forth. And it sucks, but it's us, it's people like us who are hosting podcasts, who are talking about it, raising awareness for it. And hopefully, like I said, if my show can't help you, share it with somebody else that you think it might be beneficial to. That's the only way this word gets out, is if you guys that are watching the show share it. How hard is it to share a video? It's not. You just click the
It's not.
share button and you share it with people. That's the only way we grow. That's the only way our veteran community grows. Because I guarantee you, there are still thousands of veterans that don't even know that my show exists. Granted, I got over 1,900 downloads, but that's only 1,900. When you got an average of 200,000 veterans getting out of the service every year, 200,000 is what gets out of service every year from all branches, right? And so across the board, because I had Brandon on my show not too long ago, North Star Coaching. He helps veterans getting out of service. He helps coach them into getting into something, trying to figure out what you want to do after service, making sure that he can provide you resources there in Texas, in the Houston area. But he told me, yeah, he's like, there's about 200,000 people that get out of service every year. 200, that's a shit ton of people
That's a lot of
getting out
people.
of service. 200,000 veterans. I'm only at 1,900 downloads, dude. So I guarantee you, there's still fucking 198,000 people out there that don't know I exist.
Just
But I
this
tell
year.
you guys, right, just this year. So
Hmm.
go out there and share these videos. Let people know. Go check out this crazy ass Marine, dude. He believes in cannabis. Do you believe that shit? He's a veteran and works for the DOD, and he's fighting for legalization of cannabis. What kind of crazy shit is that? And like I tell you guys always looking for medicinal grade CBD. Raffle 180. Raffle 180 provides you a top medicinal grade CBD product. Here in Oklahoma, if you guys don't know what Integris Hospital is, Integris is a big hospital here in Oklahoma. I think it's in every county here in Oklahoma. There's at least one Integris Hospital in every county. Every one of the products that Raffle 180 carries has the exact same product on the Integris Hospital pharmacy shelves. So when I tell you guys, not every CBD oil is created the same. Raffle 180 provides you a medicinal grade CBD. If you go over to raffle180.com, check out the website. They got a brand new one. It's called Sapphire. It's got CBN and CBG and CBD in it.
Okay.
CBD and CBN in it. that CBD it helps turn off your mind so you can go to sleep. If you're like me, you're always thinking, how do I go? How do I grow? How do I grow? How do I do this? How do I do that? Did I do this? Did I do that? Do that? Your brain just keeps running, like any veteran does, right? Go check out the Sapphire. Sapphire help you go to sleep. And the best part about it, when you wake up, you're not groggy like you were if you took a Zoloft or an Ambien or whatever the crap may be. You wake up and you're like, all right, let's go to work. I'm good. I'm not groggy. I'm not tired. I'm not drained or none of that, right? That's what's been helping me lately. I threw my back out not too long ago, and I've been taking that. I've been taking that every night before bed. I've been waking up feeling a little bit better every single day.
What was
like I
that
tell you guys, go to raffle180.com. You can check out their Facebook.
It in the comments when
Absolutely.
we post the video.
Absolutely. Go to raffle180.com, and when you go to check out with the Stone Vet USMC, you get 15% off your entire purchase. She's got cool bath bombs. She's got steamies, shower steamies, bath bombs, lotions, balms, lip chapsticks, freaking you name it, she's got it. And she's got all kinds of amazing products on there. Like I tell you guys, you have to replenish your endocannabinoid system. Check out what an endocannabinoid system is and see the last time you replenished your endocannabinoid system, because we all have one, and guarantee you haven't replenished it, and you need to replenish it so your body helps with the aches and pains. It helps get your mind right, anxiety, depression, and so forth. Go check them out, man. I appreciate you, man, having me on the show today, man. This is awesome. This has been great. This like I said, it's my therapy session. This has been awesome, man.
Well, I've been able to do my fair share of laughing and smiling, and this is also therapy for me. But we're just at like nearly an hour and 15 minutes, man. This is flown by. It was a lot of fun.
It goes by fast, dude, when you're having a good time, when you're actually able to talk and just carry on a conversation and just reminisce about the old days and stuff like that. This is exactly what it's about. That's why I tell people, this is why I do these shows, because like I said, it's a therapy session. It's a good time. You're like, damn, an hour's already gone by that fast? Son of a bitch, dude. My wife will tell me, she's like, damn, you were on there a long time. I said, because sometimes that's why I like to talk to people before I go on shows, because a lot of times we'll talk for an hour and I'm like, we got to shoot this show, dude. And we'll be out here for 2.5, 3 hours. I'm like, God, right? know, and it happens. It does. It happens like that. But I mean, it's a great time because, like I said, I would have never got an opportunity to meet you if you weren't doing this, know?
Yeah.
And this is what, and this microphone, like I tell you guys, this gold microphone, you see it, is golden because I get to meet brothers and sisters that I would have never had the opportunity to talk to if I wasn't doing this. If I wasn't doing this, I wouldn't have the opportunity to meet people like yourself and just be able to hang out and just enjoy this time together.
Yeah, when I get 1,900 downloads, I'm going to invest in a gold mic.
Go check it out, man. This ain't bad. I like it. It came with a cover like yours, and I was like, nah, I'm gonna let the gold microphone hang out and let's see how it sounds and make sure.
Let it all.
I gotta make a statement. Like I said, October 5th, man. Hopefully, I'm winning an award for the first annual Veteran Podcast Awards. I'm super excited. Hopefully, that comes out. Hopefully, I get some. Hopefully, I get to bring something home. I might get a new microphone too. We'll see. I don't know. I think that's one of the awards. If you win, you get a new microphone. I don't know.
All right. So I'll tell you what, here's your opportunity to do a hand-me-down to the Air Force. You win a new one, I'll take that gold one.
Absolutely. We'll talk about it. We'll get it going. Like I said, this is my statement piece. I haven't seen any other podcast with a gold mic. And I was like, everybody always makes a stand out like, damn, Juan, it's RNG. RNG got a golden mic. Because I got that golden voice, is what I try to tell.
There you go. There you go. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, this was the Knock&Talk Show, episode 4 with Sergeant G from the Stones Vet. Check out all the links that'll be in the comments section. Let us know what you thought. Hit the subscribe button. Share these videos, because the only way, as Sergeant G said, that we're going to grow. Brother, it was a pleasure. Thank you so much. We got to do it again.
Absolutely, brother. Anytime, you let me know.
All right, brother. Take care. Be safe.